What another phenomenal day of trading. And it seems like we've been saying that a lot lately, and I'll continue to say it, but I promise that the moment that we don't have a great day, I will post that too. I'm a big believer in just being 100% transparent of how we're doing in our trading sessions. Today was no exception. We were able to pull out some nice profits from the market. It seems like as we get closer to the end of the year, we tend to get more running markets in one direction or the other. Today was no exception, other than we were on the backside of trading the backside of a major news event that caused the market to just skyrocket. And so, what a great opportunity to gobble up some pips. And I wanted to kind of walk through with you a little bit of how we traded that. But first and foremost, I took the majority of my profits before that news event even happened. And so let me share that with you guys really quick. Okay, so yesterday we ended our trading session right about here on this downturn, if you remember. And I called out that it was probably going to move higher and kind of come back and test this. And so right after the trading session, I was able to get back in. Right here is when I started to buy back in. And so I put a buy right here, I put a layer. And so I was in probably about 0.50 or half a lot right here. Okay. And then what it does is it allowed me to kind of ride this for all the way back up to here. I was kind of looking at action points, but the moment that it crossed over this line, it turned it into a little bit of a ride the wave situation for me. I was able to stack in. I put a layer of buys right there. When it pulled back, I got into another layer of buys looking for a action point. So between this layer and this layer, I was in one full lot in this account. So it's about 0.25% of what I allow myself to trade with, right? So I get in right here, and now once it crossed over this, I'm in a ride the wave situation. When this popped lower right here, I got in to another layer. Now the key thing here, the key moment that I was looking at is I do not get into another layer. So once I'm into a ride the wave situation where I've got this layer that I'm making money on, and I have this layer that I'm making money on, excuse me, this was another probably a half a lot, which combined equaled the one lot. So I'm in, and now what I do is once this pop happens, I secure both of these layers. So meaning I put my stop loss right here. So this is where I would put my stop loss. If the market had to come down, it would have to break through this in order to hit my stop loss. But I'd still be profitable on this layer and that layer. And so that's exactly what I did. So the moment that I put that stop loss there, I knew that this layer was secured. Okay. And so once that layer was secured, I could now trade with back to normal trading, or be able to be comfortable that my position size was no longer in jeopardy. So I was able to add more, trade more, all that kind of stuff, right? And so I was just looking for another opportunity to build in. So every time I got a little bit of a pullback, I would get into a layer, right? So I got into another one right there, another layer. I got into one here, and then as soon as it popped up above this right here, I secured my layer, all of my profit right here with a secured take profit, right? Or a secured stop loss. Now, what I did do is now I'm in with 4 lots. So I'm in a little heavy, but every single one of these lots are secured. So I'm not going to make money, but I'm in heavy, but I'm not losing anything, right? So I'm not losing any money at this point. However, this was the 3 o'clock. This was the 3 o'clock right here, right? So it comes up here, and I'm not watching any of this because it's just moving slow. I'm not watching any of this, not paying attention to it because my stop loss is secured, meaning that if it comes down and hits this, I'll get out for money. However, what I did do is when I knew the 3 o'clock was going to happen. I didn't want to be a part of the spread. I was going to ride this a little bit. And I was going to wait for it to run because I know that it usually does this kind of a move and then comes back up. And so during the 3 o'clock hour, I kind of just let it ride. So I moved my stop losses down quite a bit to cover that 3 o'clock dip and the spread. So in essence, I kind of removed my stop losses away, let all of my trades be a little bit vulnerable just for the 3 o'clock hour. When that 3 o'clock hour stopped, I put my stop losses back on right below here. So came back in. Now I was in a real ride the wave. I also, about the 4 o'clock hour my time, this is 5 o'clock Eastern. So about the 6 o'clock hour my time, I came back in and looked, and now I was in a ride the wave, and I got out right here on this turn. So if you look at the market, this is where my entry was, and I was waiting for that turn. Again, you could have turned it here, but I was ignoring that turn right there. I was ignoring that turn right there because I had my stop losses secured and I wasn't really watching because it was just moving like garbage. All right. So that's where I made most of my money. Last night was on this move from right here to right here. Now let's get into today's trading. So I want to just do a quick recap of today's trading because I was able to plot my trades. I was not able to plot those trades just because of my how many trades that I had placed and my order history. So let's look at these trades if we can kind of zoom in. So during the first hour of trading, which is kind of what we're posting, I did take a loss right here. So I was up when I started. I'm not sure if it was up over 10%. When I ended the hour right here, I was like down maybe 1.5% because of this move right here. So this move lost me about 1.5% of the market took back, right? And I kind of walked through how I kind of recovered, where I was going to get out. And then the part that you don't see is I had to switch rooms and go into a different room and trade with them. That room, and then that was all about just taking back what the market stole, right? So I started, selling, buying, selling, winning, losing. But what I do, and this is an important technique that you can see, that I pulled out here, I pulled it out here. Let me change the color real quick. So I pulled out this technique right here, right here, right here, and right here, right? And so basically it allows me to not take a loss, not take a big loss on my trades, and even either break even or make a little bit of money. Now, right here, where I ended the day, I did go a little heavier. So I was in like 2 lots right here, and I was probably about, with all of these trades combined, I was probably 1 lot. So I allow myself 4 lots of trading. And so anything that's less than 2 or less is me trading normal. Anything that's greater, so 3 and 4 lots, is me trying to fix or opportunity trades. So I kind of compartmentalize and reserve the last 2 lots for either fixing trades or opportunities. So I knew I needed to fix my trades here. So I got into about 2 lots with this stack right here. So I got into about 2 lots with that stack right there, waiting for a possible turn. And as soon as it made me money, a little bit of money, I got out. So as soon as I recovered from the loss that I took earlier, I got out. And I was not down 1.5% at this point. I only like 0.5%, if that. So I wasn't looking for a whole ton of money, just basically recovering what the market took. All right, so let me kind of explain this technique here real quick. So this technique that I use in the market almost every single day is when it goes against me. And so if you're looking for it, if you're looking for the market comes down right here, and you're looking for this type of a move and you're saying, okay, I think it's going to come back. I think it's going to come back and touch there, but it doesn't, and it just continues to run down. And you start putting in buys here. Well, that's not where you would put a buy. Don't put a buy there. You start buying here off this bounce, right? And then you're like, okay, well, I could see it coming down here, so you put another buy here. And then it continues to run down and you put another buy here. Well, the technique is just like here, where I had a lot here because I thought it was going to move higher or an opportunity to move higher. I also was just going to go for a little bit of profit here, and then it just decided to turn on me and never kind of test the top again. So because it did that, I started having to buy in kind of this technique where I was up here and then I had to buy in here, buy in here, buy in here, and then eventually buy in here, waiting for that turn. And all I really need it to do is turn just a little bit. I don't need it to come up here for profit. I just need to come up here for break even. And then if it does go past it, then I'm into a little bit of profit after that. So I always look for my break even. Once it hit that, I didn't really break even here. I ended up taking the loss on that move right there. But I took like a 1.5% loss. And I'm like, well, that's an easy thing for me to make up. So now I'm looking to make that up through all this kind of stuff. So that's why it's so important to get your, as a level one trader that we talk about in our group. That's so important to get your levels down, because these are levels, these are layers, these are layers that I just put on. Now these layers help me to represent where my break-even points are, where I'm making money. And it's a technique that I utilize every single day to come back to break even. And you can see same thing. I started selling here thinking it was going to break lower. It didn't, it moved up. I started selling in, change this real quick. I started selling here, selling here, selling here, selling here, selling here, selling here, selling here. As soon as it comes back down right there, boom, got out, made a little bit of money, right? The same thing here, started selling, boom, made a little bit of money, right? And so now I've made pretty much between all of this right here, I was able to make back that 1%. And this move finally finished what the market took. So basically taking back what the market stole from me this morning. And that was the trading session. So that's just a quick recap of the trading session. And I would highly, highly suggest that you guys watch this, this session here. And you can see how I did that, how I kind of recovered back in there and took a loss. It's a kind of recovered because it was going to be a bigger loss. I think it was down like 2 to 3%, cut that in half, and then just had to recover on it. Anyways, hopefully that recap makes sense. Love to see you guys trade with us in the morning. Again, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, also join us on Discord. You have the opportunity to trade with us every single morning live in the markets. It's been fun, been great. A lot of people love it. A lot of people say that they've learned so much, and just welcome to just kind of growing the audience, growing the channel. So I appreciate all those who've joined me already, and look forward to some more growth. Anyways, watch the rest of the live session. Again, like, subscribe, join our Discord, all that fun stuff. All right, so now we're coming down into here. Particularly if you guys are just getting started trading for the day, you got these, huge price cycles of greater than 10, right? So anytime you got greater than 10 on the price cycles, you probably should trade light, but go for larger take profits. I'm going to start building into a few buys here. Looking for another test of the top. Again, love it if we could get a
another ride the wave situation. But if it does break lower than this, then I'll start looking for a fib retracement. So, and it could. So if it breaks lower than that, I may flip into some sells for the run down to here. And that's why I'm just kind of trading light right now, because it could go either way. All right, let's see here. Ash says, Dave, you mentioned that you like it when price goes against you, two price cycles, because it allows you to build a position. How would you manage a trade if it kept going against you number two price cycles? And would you exit all positions if the price moves in outside range? Absolutely. So if I build in to right here, so let's say that happens to me right here, I already have a predetermined exit point in my mind. So if I'm buying, I'll continue. Like I said before, I may jump into sells for right down to here, but then I'll buy again just because this is so big, right? This is just a big move. But if this is a normal move, meaning that this is only like 5 or 6 pips away, I'd continue to buy into this position like on a normal day. I continue to buy all the way down to here. Now, again, everything's different because these moves are larger, but let's just say for the example's sake that this move is only like half that, like 20 pips, right? Right here is where I would exit out of everything if it crossed here and I was in the buys. So if it moved against me, I'd build into a position, build into a position, build into a position. As soon as it crossed here, I'd get out of my buys in a predetermined exit point, right? But that does happen, but more often than not, you usually get a price cycle back before it just shoots all the way down. And so more often than not, I like building into a position because then it makes me more money, right? Than just 1, 2, 3 trades on and then it takes your profit. Doug, did you capitalize on this news event?
A little
bit.
Good. I set it fairly wide just to be on the safe side. So I caught about 15 or 20 pips on it.
This would have been a good one to put some pending orders on, right?
I did, yeah. Because it moves lightning fast, though.
Yeah.
And the spread is super wide. This is what I'm playing with. It got
a pretty big spread.
You don't enter in until it's already moved for like 20 or 30 pips, just because the spread is so super wide in that moment. That's why I was asking about.
Did it give you a chance to fade that candle? I didn't play this. I just got in when I got in. Like, did this candle flicker at all and come down, or did it just?
Oh, it had a lot of bouncing, but it was pretty much on up course.
I think when you get out of
definitive, so it just kind of went boom, like instantly.
Get out of this.
So yeah, I set it like 15 pips out, and then it takes another 20 pips just to activate. So you don't get as much as you always hope. But it's good though, it's fun. It works.
I hit the wrong X, guys. So hopefully you guys didn't get out there. I meant to get out my pending order and hit the top X. Got out of everything. I was hoping to keep these orders on for pop up higher. So that sucked. Just going to get out of that pending order because I could see it just popping up, hitting it, and then coming back. Yeah. It's feeling like it's going to pop higher. So I'm not getting into anything right now. We should get a retracement of some of this stuff, though.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah. I'd see those first three big green candles are the first shot, and then the next three blue are dead cat, and then the next 15 or so were the second shot. So you get your Harry Potter lightning bolt pattern there, and then from here on out, Harry Potter pattern.
Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter.
From here on out, sometimes it goes like a cool down reversion phase, but the news is very definitive, so it might kind of not do that too much. It might just kind of keep on following through. Up.
So we've had.
That's my guess. We've
had a couple tests of the high,
and
if it continues to test, it will break. Right. So here's a test. So that's what I'm playing right now.
Yeah, I see what you. It's impressive to get 10 on last evening. That's a lot.
So it took me. Like I just let it ride all day.
Right.
So yeah, it was an all day move. But like I said, that's when it doesn't ever come back. It just kind of marches away. You can hit those in a marching market.
That is a lie. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Yeah, news was definitive, and the whole narrative is that we're coming out of that whole inflationary craziness for the past several months, with all the money printing and all that post COVID. So hopefully that's done, and that's what everyone's talking about, and that's what the news is kind of solidifying today. So I think it's going to keep bobbling upwards, is my guess.
I think I'm going to just don't do this. This is a do what I say, not what I do move.
What are you doing?
I'm putting a buy on at the end of the price cycle, just one, because I feel like it's going to pop.
Do one tiny little one. Yeah.
Yep.
Tiny little one.
That sounds like FOMO to me.
Absolutely it is. I'm not going to deny it.
I mean, it won't like skyrocket, but you might grab a few.
Well, it could move 10 to 20, and that's pretty good. You know what I mean?
But from what I'm seeing, I see it's going to keep drifting upwards. There won't be much of a.
Well, these candles are 5 pip candles, so this is a good place to to trade light and make money, right? So I'm going to probably peel this guy off if it pops up and stalls, and then build into a position, keep building downwards. As up 4%, pretty that's awesome. Ash says, how do you manage the thought process? Well, first of all, I don't think very much of scalping like 2 to 3 pips in price cycles and then switching to ride the wave. Reason being is you never know when you're going to get the runs. Also, you scalp the cycles so things don't reverse on you. And so how are you holding out for those larger moves? It's a good question. Personally, anytime I'm up against a breakout to the top side or the bottom side, I'm always looking for a ride the wave. But if I'm in consolidation, so I kind of draw a box mentally. If it comes down and trades in this range right here, then this is for me just wobble territory, right? If it stays in this range, but if anything above it or below it, right here, then I'm kind of in looking for those breakouts and ride the wave situations. And so I'm setting up for an opportunity for a move higher or a move lower, depending on how close you are to your major breaking points. And so mentally, that's where I shift, is kind of draw those boxes in my mind, and areas of like, hey, this is a possible breakout area versus this is in consolidation, and we got a ways to go before we're going to hit some major breakout points. All right.
It did whip through a little bit there.
Yeah. Let's see if that has some continuation.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Maybe my materialize. See.
Okay.
It's wanting to, but it's like not looking for a pop here. Generally, you get a little bit of a pop, meaning 2 to 3 times the candles, at least a larger candle size. And then just a slow moving move up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes these marching markets, I'm not saying we're in a marching market, but if it turns into one, it could turn into one for sure. And if you're on the right side of it, like I was yesterday, you can make some good money as long as you continue to stack in. And if it does show us that, then I'll show you guys how to do that if it turns into that. But I kind of show you guys that a little bit right now, how to do that. So it's kind of like more principle than actual action. So the first thing you do, which there's that pop, hopefully, you take your stop loss and you secure your first trade layer, meaning that I'll probably put it right here, but it's a little too tight. So I'll wait for a minute until it does give me a little bit of runaway. So I put my first stop loss right here. If I had all my trades here, that would be really good. But this guy right there, not so good. So I'm going to move him down just a little bit lower. There. I'm going to move this guy here, move this guy down here, move this guy up here. All right. So let's say you had a layer stack right here and weren't playing so close to this one, right? Well, I would wait as we're on this breakout. I would wait on this breakout right here for it to move another leg higher, right? So in a marching market, it doesn't really ever give you a price cycle back down. Comes down, just doesn't ever really price cycle back down, right? So it can kind of continue to run up. And if we get that, I'll show you how to stack in. And if we don't, we don't. But the theory is in a marching market, it just kind of moves like this, right? And then you kind of move your stop losses up and up and up. And every time you move a stop loss, you buy in. So this trade stack is now secured and then you buy in. This one's not until it reaches this point. Then you secure this layer and you buy in, right? And at some point, when it comes down, it's going to take all your wins out, but you're also going to lose on this layer. But hopefully you can get like, 5 layers to 1 loss. And that's what happens in a marching market, that you can do that, 5 layers to 1 loss. Oh, I was going to take that. That was a pretty good take right there. Just make that real quick. Or just a quick hit. So in my mind, I'm not looking for a ride the wave. That's why I'm stacking in a few more layers. Just looking for some quick hits here. Just quick wins. Just trying to take the market is going to give me right now.
Hey, Dave, what makes you think that it's still going to be going, it's still going up? I was expecting it to turn around at some point, and it's tried and it keeps going up. Is that why? Because you can see that it wants to keep testing that top?
Yeah, it keeps testing. Plus, we don't have a reversal yet. I feel like you're right. We should get something to kind of pull down, but we don't have it yet, right? In this 5 minute, we've not yet gotten that reversal candle coming in.
Yeah, 3-bar reversal, is that what you call it?
Yeah, just something that's going to look.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it. That's where I always, try to anticipate, and it just, kicks my butt.
Sure. So I'm just looking for, if it crosses this on the 5 right here, then we could get a reversal coming in.
Cool.
And so that's what I'm looking for. But now I'm kind of playing where inside of candles. So I'm kind of playing where, obviously this was not these trades right now are kind of like casualties of trading. So I got to give those back to the market. because I got to give these back to the market, these ones need to make money. And so if it comes up here, make money on these guys and give those ones back to the market. Now, depend on, like we talked about yesterday, the action point, when it comes up to the top, what's that action? And if it crosses this right here, then I just got to do it again, right? Before we get kind of the move back up. So kind of just trading to break even. And then hopefully you get a little bit of, then make some money. To trade to break even and make money, right? I don't know if I can do that at Phoenix on this because it's already kind of past. I guess I can on the larger time frame, but I like doing it on the 1 minute because then you can see the moves. It's harder to see the moves, but I'm beyond that because it was over here on the 1 minute that we started on that particular move. All right. Boom, 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 boom.
Looks like it could break to the bottom now.
Yeah, that's a. I don't know what to call it, but that's it's expected to do that, right? So what's not expected is it for it to do that in 1 or 2 moves. And so I'm just trying to any kind of a pop-up right here. We'll fix this. What I'm trying to do is just fix my trades right here, just through 1 move higher. And if not, if it breaks, then I'm just going to get out and fix it in another area. Don't want to beat. All right, so if it breaks and holds on the 5 minutes, so in the next 2 minutes, if it breaks this is my kind of what we just talked about earlier. This is where I'd get out of everything and then just fix them in another position because I don't want to hold those trades. But the same token, this is a great place for it to bounce. And we've kind of ran down quite a bit. It ignored price here, as far as bouncing. Didn't bounce here, or here, or here, or right here. So if it ignores this one too, then it's definitely in a big run down, right? And you don't want to just be caught in that to be caught in that. I moved my stop losses just in case we do get a shot down and then I shoot back up.
So David, for once I was against you and with Sean.
Oh, is Sean trading right now?
Yeah, he was selling and found his crew. And I was on the same position as him, and it was getting nervous when it popped that.
Yeah.
High there.
So I'm probably doing it now. He's probably buying.
He stopped trading, so I don't know.
Yeah. So this is how I fix my trades, like all day, every day when I get in a situation like this, right? You just have to look for pop up, and because I'm lighter here and heavier here, Unfortunately, I'm doing that because I'm not yet confident on the turn. So this has to trade higher. So it has to move higher. So as soon as it pops up here, I'll build into more and get that confirmation. So I'm kind of just waiting for that confirmation. And if it doesn't come, then I'll just fix my trades somewhere else. This is right. It's a hope and pray, basically, is what you're saying. So just again, waiting for the confirmation of the turn. Haven't gotten it yet. It's a pretty big down candle right there on the 5. And if that holds, which it looked like it did, now I'm a selling fan. Yeah, it's playing with that low right there. Oh. Mm-hmm. So hopefully everybody's trading light, because these moves do happen, or it just goes against you, and you got to be able to withstand a large move against you. But if you get one price cycle, a price cycle could be 10, 20 pips back up to there.
So this is where I went to my aggressive nature, and I was putting on scalps and it went against me. So I got out when it came back down just to take the net profit. So now I'm trading light.
Yeah, I did the same thing. So I was trying to scalp here for just a little bit of a profit, just to pop back up to the test of that high. And I was going to get out, and then got caught and it going against me, right? Because of my aggressive nature, same thing, right? I was looking for just some quick 2 to 3 pip gains. But then it does this, which it hasn't done. I mean,
well, it makes sense what Sean was explaining, because it's at the daily resistance zone.
Yeah, for sure.
But it could pop to the higher point of it, though.
We had another 6 pips before we hit that. And so I was looking for that, like, to hit right in there, right? 5, 6 pips.
I was doing the challenge last night, and several times the action point was a lesser one, and it didn't hit my target action point.
How was that challenge? Did anybody, I don't know, didn't really get any feedback on that. Just wondering if anybody passed it or what.
I was mostly profitable when I was just example trading and thinking through it, but several times where it suddenly turns, and it just took me for a whim. Didn't expect those turns.
Sure.
I think it was pretty good. I liked it. I didn't really succeed on it, but I learned a lot from it. And I'm going to do that again.
Good.
A couple of 3 or 4 times.
I would caution, though, when when it ignores action points like it's doing right now, we're going to get more and more of this as we get to the end of the year, right? So that challenge is very kind of more difficult to do when you don't have a lot of, well, when the market just doesn't adhere to action points like it's doing right now. Meaning, it should have bounced here, definitely should have bounced here. Why is it bouncing here? I don't know. It's not really an action.
That is an action point because it's the very low and you can see a small band.
Let's see.
Previous pivot there and then one demand right there. Yep.
A little bit.
But it likely will continue down though.
So I just need a little bit of a pop for me, which if I can get it to just come up, because now I'm just a little bit, but if it fails to break this, if it fails to break that, then it's going to continue to run down. So this is kind of where I need it to break and be able to break even on these trades. It's a good call, Rick. It is possible exhaustion candle on that right there. So I'm hoping that we'll get a 50% retracement of that candle. If I get that, that's my action point for these trades. If not, and I may start looking for opportunities to short if it wants to continue to run. So if it fails, this candle fails and got 8 seconds. I may just look and getting some profit on the short side. Nope, didn't fail, so that's a good sign. All right, so for me, I'm not trading. I'm not heavy because I allow myself 4 lots, and I'm almost into my fix-it trade. So that's why I've been holding those back a little bit for looking for some high value, high probability trades to fix everything. And I think probably just gonna take looking for an opportunity to take. See, okay, so about ready to take it because I would rather take a I'm just seeing if it'll pop up above this. It's a good thing if it does. It's kind of a risk versus reward right here. So if it doesn't pop, it's going to come back down. If it does, it should stay and continue. We got 20 seconds, so I'll wait 20 seconds to see what it does. And it said, I'm not making the decision. I'll make like the next candle make the decision. That's what it said. So don't put this on me. I don't want to make a decision. And this candle says, all right, I'll make it. Maybe.
Well, this is where I put my stops, and then most of the time the stop out is my target and profit.
It's a good thought. It's a really good thought.
Like right now, I have a buy runner and a trailing stop. But I'm also selling too, so I'm hedging my trade.
Sure. All right. Like, make a decision, candle. You can see it's just really struggling to cross that because it knows that once it does, buyers might be in control of the market and it doesn't want to relinquish control.
Star Trek would call this the neutral zone.
The neutral zone. But for me, I think I'd rather play on the, yeah. So for me, through that, all that, only giving up 1% back to the market is easy. So the only thing I could have done to play that a little better, but I wasn't confident, is being able to stack more trades on here on the turn, because it just kept ignoring action points and price turns and didn't ever get that price turn. I know it was due for a pop up. I just don't know how far it's going to run up. My LVO is lagging right now, so I didn't know how far it's going to run up. So now I'm thinking I might just see if it's going to get this turn. But again, trade light until I get confirmation, then I'll stack in. See if we get that turn and then play the fib, going back to playing the fib off this larger move. I mean, ultimately, I'd love it if it does decide that it wants to stay down here and then get into this area. But if it fails to cross that red line, it's going to come back down and test these lows. So that's kind of why I'm just trading light right now to see if it does in fact cross that red line. We got 2 minutes, 2.5-ish minutes on a 5-minute candle.
Well, isn't this the first retracement, so it should bounce? But you're saying that right now with price actions, everything's being ignored, right? So that's why.
Right. But it should. So here's your big candle on the 5. This is about 50% of that, right? If it fails to break this zone, this area right here, then it's going to come back and test the lows. If it breaks it, it'll come and test the top. And I just don't know what it's going to do. So I'm just waiting for confirmation.
This is where Sean says there's programmatic buying, just because it's stair stepping so consistently up. The same thing when it was going down. It's like, how does it go so perfectly like that?
Yeah. I got 1.5 minutes left on the 5. See if it does in fact hold that line. Hold the line. Nick says, when playing the fib, do you wobble between levels? Yes and no. Just depends on how much support and resistance that you have. So right in this area, you have no support and resistance. So it'd be hard to wobble because you have no idea where the bounce points are, right? So you have 30 seconds left on the 5-minute. And so really I'd be looking for a ride the wave situation if it comes down and tests these lows again. Not necessarily a wobble because you have no support and resistance. So that's kind of what this trade is for right here, is if it fails on this 10 seconds, this trade is to capitalize on a run down to here for a test. Ooh, good thing my alarm went off. We got wobble crew in 10 minutes. Josh, where were you on that one?
Still working on that coffee, man. I mean, the game came out at 11 p.m. I played through through London. That was stupid.
What game was it?
Final Fantasy Crisis Core.
Oh, okay.
I'm old. It's a remake of an old.
It's like bringing back your childhood.
Yes.
Or, Okay, so
I'm trading ridiculously light. I only lost 0.17% on that move. That's how light I am.
That's good.
I'm tired.
Hey, Dave, quick question. I got in my apiary, in my, what do you call Alveo, I got a new account in there and it says growth challenge.
Good.
So that's pretty exciting. Is that a demo account for now?
Yes. So the very first, whenever you open up, so they've changed it. Okay, good. Because I was asking, so when you popped open, it said growth challenge, not trade partner.
Yeah.
So that's a good.
Challenge.
Okay. So Saul has been working on that because I've been asking him to, used to say trade partner. But now it says growth challenge. So that's good. I didn't know that actually happened. That's awesome. So it's a little easier for people signing up for the challenge. So yeah, so the first one, you'll have two accounts. So you should have a live account of $5,000 that's grayed out. And then your growth challenge is not grayed out.
Oh, I see that. There's one that says funded level.
Yep, funded level. Right.
But it's grayed out. Yes, funded level 1. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. If you came in when it said trade partner, it's not going to change. It's only changing on future things. So,
okay.
So people that bought the challenge before they changed the label, basically. But yeah, so that's awesome. So yep, it's a demo account that you'll trade, obviously make 10% in that. And then once you make 10% in that, your live funded level 1 account will be active.
Okay. And I have 1 month to get 10%, right?
Yep.
Dang. All right. I started yesterday with 0.01 and hey, so far so good. I'm at 0.01%. So
there you go. Today was a day you could have got 10%.
Yes. And I got in right after that, after the whole thing, man. I missed it. But anyways, hey, thanks so much again. I'm pretty excited. This is an awesome opportunity. Awesome. So thanks for extending that to us.
Yeah. I think it's a great opportunity to grow your account, right? As long as, so just so you know, you're not going to be out of the challenge if you don't hit 10%, but meaning the only way that you're going to get out of the challenge is if you lose 10% of the 5,000. So if you go down to 4,500, that's when you'll exit the challenge.
Okay.
So if you are up 5% and you lose 10%, you're still not going to be out of the challenge. If that makes sense.
That makes sense. And that's awesome. So it's just delaying my movement into the next level, or in this case, getting my live account.
Exactly. So just look at it like this. You have to increase that. You have to increase that 10%. So you got to increase it to 5,500. right? And so once you do, you'll be able to move on to the next level. Now I'm debating, and we don't have the technology to do this just yet, but they're working on it. So you guys who are getting in, might be the beneficiaries of just hitting to the 5,500. But we may just be resetting them every 30 days to 5,000 and then scraping the profit. It just depends. It wouldn't be profit on a demo account, but we don't have the ability to do that from a automated standpoint. And I'm not looking to do that manually. So eventually it will just reset at 30 days. Every 30 days we'll reset on the demo accounts. But like I said, if you're in it right now, we're working on it, don't have it. So all you got to do is hit the 5,500 and it'll unlock that next level. So technically you have more than 30 days, but the challenge really is in 30 days.
Okay.
That's a good exercise to reset because a real trading fund will do that as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not looking to do that manually is all.
Well, thanks again. Appreciate it.
No, I'm excited for it for sure. So, also I am going to probably start just a light little marketing campaign. And you guys that are in the challenge, well, if you guys are already in the challenge, you're in the best place, but things are going to tighten up a little bit. But so I would say if you're on the fence, I would definitely get in now, because as we're learning, we're changing and adapting. And so it's always the best time and the worst time to get in when it's a brand new something, because you got to deal with all the bugs, but it's always the best value and have a lot more flexibility when you're in at first. But know that we're still working through bugs. So it's not perfect.
That sounds like marketing FOMO.
No, because if it was marketing, I would have been a lot smoother. I would have been like, buy, now.
I still had FOMO out of it.
Somebody said in a comment, I don't remember, but I did get a comment saying that they were waiting for the first of the year to do this because they didn't want to, trade the last 2 weeks. And I'd be, I could get that. I understand that. Like, if you're not going to trade the last 2 weeks, why do you want to cut your challenge and only give yourself 2 weeks to do it? But at the same token, if it was me, again, this is not marketing, but if it was me, I'd probably get in because it's $50 and you only have to hit 5,500, and that's $50 may change for the entry. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. But we're keeping it super low right now, so that we can work through the bugs. And what happened to my LVO? It froze. Yeah, it froze there. Phoenix, I will do that. I will plot my trades for you. But this is marketing. Watch this, Josh. The only way that you're going to be able to see my plotted trades is if you watched my YouTube video.
Please click and subscribe.
Dang it. Please like and subscribe. If you want more plotted trades.
It's 2 minutes to 8.
Oh, crap. Thank you. All right. Since I have no trades on. Thank you, Deborah. Good one. Nice call. Since I have 0 trades on, I am going to switch the Zoom rooms. So let me stop sharing. Thank you, Deborah. Appreciate you guys. And we're going to go and take back what the market, what I gave the market this morning. That's my challenge. That's my personal challenge. So if you guys are following along in the Wobble Crew, it's where we're going next. So please join us over there, and I'll open up the room soon. But if you're not, then the challenge is, if you lost money, get it back.
All right, guys, as you can probably have already know that before we started this session, we knew that we were going to have just a light trading day today, just staying light when you came in. Wasn't able to fully recover in this video, but at the beginning of this video, I went over that recap to show how exactly I did recover. Every Tuesday, I got to trade with another group. So I end up usually cutting this one just a little bit short. We don't have a challenge for today, but everybody was talking about how they really enjoyed yesterday's challenge was the action point. So if you have not had the opportunity to take that challenge, highly recommend it. Again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the morning.